talk about wide receivers, and I'm kind of going to do, with the wide receiver drill, I'm kind of going to tag the quarterback fundamentals into it and how we put it both together as well. All right? I think receivers are probably the most undercoached group in football. There's really a lot you can do with them, and usually what they do is they just like run routes or something, all right? But there's a lot that you can do with them. We're going to talk about stance, getting off the football, getting off press coverage if you get pressed. We're going to talk about receiver catching fundamentals, and then I'm going to talk about blocking, which is really important because most kids block poorly at the perimeter. For us, we are now a kind of basically a spread team, an Auburn kind of like team. Clemson, that's kind of what our offense is. And if our perimeter players don't block, you basically can't run the stuff, all right? Because there's a lot of RPOs, there's a lot of bubble screens, a lot of quick screens. We run a lot of jet sweep, and you have to block the edge. So we're really adamant about our receivers being able to block fundamentally. So basically, we have a little system that we go through in practice, and it kind of goes from releases to footwork to catching drills to blocking, all right? And I'm kind of going to go through what it looks like and how we teach it. I know Phil Longo's down there talking wide receivers too, and he probably knows a lot more than I do. But this is basically why I like talking to youth is I got to break it down so it's not like the treasury of drills, like I said with the quarterbacks. I mean, how much time you got? You know, you don't have a whole lot of time. So you got to come up with some things that you think are important that you got to get done in your offense, and then you got to drill it pretty well. And you can't do a million things or they're just good at nothing. So you got to be good at some things that you're actually going to do in your game. And I think that's what happens to a lot of coaches. They just come in and they do 1,000 drills, and it's not applicable to what you're doing on the field. So you want to make sure that when you set up your practice, that your drill correlates into what you're going to do on offense or defense or whatever it is. Is this drill going to help me? Is this applicable to what I'm doing? So if you're going to throw the football, you know, and you got routes and stuff, I mean, is it the routes that you're going to throw? You know, is it, if you're going to block, is it going to be the blocking scheme that you're going to actually have in the game? So you have to kind of figure that out. All right, for us in wide receiver fundamentals, first thing is stance. And so, you know, you got to have a good stance because I'll tell you, if they're lazy out there with their stance, their footwork's going to be bad, all right? Their depth in their routes are going to be poor. It's not going to time up with a quarterback or whatever. So what we want first is we want our head, knee, and toe in line. Basically, we want our knee, head, and toes in line. So I want my front knee bent. We always take our inside foot and put it up. All right, now the reason, you know, a lot of people ask me, why is the inside foot up and not the outside foot or whatever? Because everything for us in our passing game, three-step game, whatever, it's 3 steps vertical. We take 3 vertical steps upfield on almost everything. All right? So if I'm going to take 3 steps vertical upfield, I want my 3rd step to be my outside foot. Okay? I want the 3rd step to be my outside foot. So that's an important attribute that you got to do. So when I got my lead foot up, and I'll have the film up there on my guys up there. All right, I'm going to have I want my weight on the ball of my foot. I want my knee bent, front knee bent, and I want my hands up, okay, like this. So I want my shoulders, knee, and toe in line, and I want my hands up. And you'll see our guys, they get lazy, they put their hands down. Now, it's okay, I guess, to have your hands down, but if you get press coverage, you better have your freaking hands up or they're going to jam you and you're going to be stuck on the line of scrimmage. The number one thing, and I don't know about junior football how much press you get, but if you can't get on press, you got nothing. They can walk up and press you, you're done. You got no passing game, you got nothing. You better be able to get off that. So that's the first thing that we're going to drill. All right? But we got to get a good stance. We're going to take off on movement, it says, but now, I don't know about you guys, but our offense, we use a clap. Okay, that's our snap count. And you might want to consider that because, you know, I went to, in the last 2 years, I've been to Auburn's practice 14 times. I've been to Clemson 22. And they clap, and I didn't know why or anything. So when we got there, we walked out, and some of you guys maybe already heard this from my other talks, but when we got to Clemson, where they have when you walk through their practice, they have an indoor field house, then they have a practice field, and then they have another practice field. And so we're walking through the indoor field house, and they're on the second practice field, and you can't really hear anything but like kind of noise, but you could hear the quarterback clapping. And then we were watching the Ohio State play Alabama, and on TV, you could hear the clap on TV. So they're doing the clap because they can hear it through the crowd noise. Now you're going to say, okay, I got 45 parents at my game. What do I need to do that for? Well, the wide receiver can hear the clap, and you're always telling the wide receiver to look at the ball so he doesn't jump offside. I'm telling you, they can hear the clap. So if you want to do that, it's pretty good. We time all our motion up to it. The other thing is say, well, they're going to jump my count. We do a lot of this. We just fake the clap, and the line ain't going to, the center ain't going to snap it because he ain't snapping until he hears it. He's not even looking. So something you might want to consider, okay? Just a little tidbit there. All right, now, we have our stance. Somebody have a question? Okay, we have our stance. All right, that's what we want it to look like. Okay, I want my looking straight ahead. I want my front knee bent, shoulders, knees, and toes in line, foot back. Okay, and we just line our guys up. Get them in this stance, line them up, and I'll send you this PowerPoint too. It has all these pictures on there. And we want to make sure, is our stance low or high? Okay. Well, if the D-back is off us, we can stand tall or taller. But we want to, if you get up press, we want to get as low or lower than the press guy. All right. So your stance is going to get lower if the guy comes up to press you. So he can be tall if they're off, but he's got to get down if they come up to press. That's what we do. Because if we're tall and that D-back sticks his freaking hands in our chest, it's a son of a gun getting off. All right? And if we get off on press and get the ball thrown, it's big plays. So we don't want press. No one pressed us this year. 15 games, no press, none, 0. All right? Because if you can get off, they ain't going to do it. If they can do it, that's all you will see. If they are on film or they're scouting you and they press you and they stop you, you will see it every game. At least for us, everybody's going to be in your face. Okay? I'm sorry, we saw one game of press. We won that game. All right, now, stance, low or high. So if they're off, we can be higher. If they're pressed, we're going to get down so our shoulders are lower than their shoulder. Okay? I want their hands up like this because we're going to have to hand fight them to get released. Okay? So that's kind of how we want to make it look. So he can get a little higher if he's off, and he's going to get lower if he's not. Okay, why release? We have our weight on our front foot. We're going to drive without a false step. So if your weight is back, he's going to take a false step. He's going to do one of these with his front foot. We want the weight on the front foot so there's no false step off the front foot. We want to drive off the football. All right? We want to determine the depth of the QB for our stance. We want head, toe, and knee in line. We want to drive with our arms. All right? Now, we just use 2 releases. Okay? Now, some of these college teams have multiple releases. We just have 2 releases. We're going to swim or we're going to rip. Okay? And so if we get pressed, we want to get as low as we can. And what we want to do is we want to grab the wrist, clear the wrist, like that. See him clear the wrist. Get the hand over the top. Now, Coach, so if he's pressing me, all right, and I'm in this position, I'm just looking at this wrist. I'm going to clear that wrist just like this. Or I'm going to clear his elbow. One of those two. So I want to clear it. Because if he jams up into my chest, I'm done. All right, so I want to clear it to get it away. And then I'm going to get over the top, and I want to get this elbow back, push this, and then get stacked. I want to stack him. I want to get back in line. If I don't, if he pushes me out here, I'm in trouble. Okay? Now, what can happen if I don't clear this good enough, and I go here, and he gets me, I'm in trouble. So I got to clear it and go. All right? So that's the first thing that we do. So we work it, and I put them all up here because we got I don't know about you guys. All right? But I got my offensive line. There's like 10 of them. Quarterbacks, 3 or 4. Running backs, 6. Wide receivers, 29. Okay? and for 2 positions. Defense, D-line, you know, you got 6 or 7, linebackers, same thing. D-backs, 45, you know. So when you got D-backs and wide receivers, you got lots of dudes because everybody wants to play it. And so we'll line them up, you know, as many as we can, and we pair them up, okay? And we'll just pair them up like this. So we're going to swim really, and say I want to get it stacked. I do it on a line. So I do everything on a line because that's going to be my aiming point. So I want a line, I'm going to clear it with a swim. I want to get stacked back up. I want to get back on the line. So I line them up in the line stack. So I just we put them all down these 5-yard marks, okay? The next thing we do is a punch, and so this is what our guys use the most. They're going to clear the hand again. They clear the hand, and we're going to rip or punch right through. A lot of times we'll just punch, just like this. All right, so we want to rip it through. All right, and that one is a lot easier than swimming, and you know, I like my guys to do that if possible. All right, and that's the one we do. We want to get back in line. So we'll just rep it, and we'll just go back and forth. So you got 2 guys. They'll go from here, turn around, go back the other way. We'll go back and forth, just working that. Take you a minute and a half, okay? All right. Next thing is the release footwork. So we're going to we can outside release for 3 steps, or we're going to hard jab inside. I want to kind of go over what I mean by this. Okay. To get off press, we got to have our footwork correct. So we use a stick drill. All right. Now the stick drill is going to work how we're going to stick our routes and how we're going to release also. So when we have a stick drill, oh man, I didn't bring my cones down. We're going to have these cones in this fashion like this. Okay? And we're going to start off by being able to stick our route. Okay? Because all our routes are going to have a stick to them. All right? So we're going to look like we're going inside, go outside. We're going to look like we're going outside, go inside. All right? Best way to work that is with a stick drill. So we're going to drive that foot in the ground, and we're going to stick it and then release. So we have those cones out there, and we rapid fire it. We might have 2 sets of them or 1, depending on how many guys you got. And that work is hard. So this stick, that might look like that's easy, but it's a little harder than it looks, okay? And you got to work this. And what they're doing is they're just trying to stay under control. Boom, and stick it as they go. And you start them out by going real slow, and then they can go a little faster, okay? All right, so that's the first drill. We work this every day, 1 minute. So we release real quick for a minute and a half or so, then go stick drill for about a minute, and then we're going to go to the next one. So here's our little youth guys going. We got them in, and we're trying to work them in camp. And they're doing pretty good. You know, I think it's the first time they did it. And I'm going to go over how we're going to try to release on a press. So we're going to try to release on the press. I'll go over how we do that, and then we're going to do this. Then get up in here and do the stick drill.
Coach, where do you want the hands on the stick drill? Is it down by the side, or do you want them?
No, I want them working like this. Yeah. So if I go back, you know, of course he's more advanced. This guy here is, you know, he was in our youth program. I mean, he's been in our youth program since the 3rd grade, doing the same, like every year. So you get good at it. You know, that's why I keep telling high school coaches, I says, work with your dang youth, man, because you get the drills that you're going to use, and if they do them, by the time they get to you, they're really good at it. I mean, you're a good football team, all right? So now we go with the young guys, and we're trying to get them to do the same thing, all right? So, you know, and it's not going to look as great and everything, but, you know, honestly, on film, things look worse than they look when you're actually doing it. So, all right, now, we want to release now with a stick drill. So if we're going to release, we're going to work that release and then do the stick drill with it. So now we're going to add that to it, okay? So first we're going to do the release, then we're going to do the release and stick the stick drill in it. Now, the other thing is you may have to, and I didn't go over that, you may not be able to just clear it and release. You might have to do what we call icky drill before you release. So I'm here, and if I'm pressed and I'm going to go outside, I'm going to go 1, 2, and go. Okay? So what's icky shuffle, right? You ever do that on the... You know, icky shuffle, you do that in the ladders and stuff. Same thing. So if I'm going outside, I'm just going to go one outside, one here, clear. So it's outside, inside, outside. So it's just like this. Just tell, our kids are so good at doing ickies. I just go, do icky. They go, oh, okay. Boom, I just do it, all right? If you're going inside, all right, you're going to go in, out, inside. So now you go in first, back out, and then in, all right? So it's just opposite, okay? Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Because if my guy's on the line and they're pressing us, okay, and I just try to clear his hand, bang, his hands are right up on my chest. If I go like this, he's moving. He can't get his hands up in you. All right, so you do that icky, bang, you get off real quick. All right, so then we'll do the icky, and that's kind of what we're doing, trying to do with the little dudes. You know, heck, I can't even get them in a stance, but all you got to do is coach youth guys, and I know what you're talking about, like herding cats. I mean, the youth, that's hard now because they got a lot of energy, and their attention span's not all that great. So, you know, you got to have things for them to do. So when I'm doing youth, I do a drill for a minute, and I do it every day because, you know, you can't do, you know, you be talking coach, good luck, because they're like, you know, grabbing their pants down and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you got to keep them active, man. You have stuff for them to do, all right? So you learn that when you do a 3-day camp with 8-year-olds, all right? You figure that out real quick. So I know what you guys are talking about. All right, next thing, cone drills. We want to change direction, so we use cones, and we use cones either 4 cones or 5 cones. And all I do is I just, you know, I look like a dang soccer coach where I got my little bag with my little mushroom cones in it and all that. But little target areas, so you want to organize them. So when you have cones, you have places for them to go. Like when we have our whole line, you'll see that we have a grid. And our kid, all right, so, and I'll talk about that in the next hour, but if I have all my cones out, I tell them, get to your cone. And those little dudes, they'll run over there and get to it. If you tell them, get in line, you know, like, or go over here or something like that, that ain't working too good. So if you have places for them, little spots for them to stand in, you know, you organize them. It's like an organizer. And you got to get them organized really quick. All right, so cones drills used to, we do this for a change of direction. And I know I'm talking a lot about them, but these are just minute things. You know, these are just little minute things. And you don't have to do them all. You do one maybe one day or 2, and then you do you get them, and then you add one the next week, and maybe add another one the next week. And by the time you get to game 5, you got a whole bunch of stuff in because they're able to do it. And then you can apply it to your actual game. All right, receivers must under control. We're going to stick the foot in the ground or pound it into the ground. That's that stick drill we're working. We want that foot in the ground. So everything we do is going to do that. So here, we're going to do our 4-cone drill. I would bring him here, I would stick it, and then turn in this direction. So you're coming here, boom, boom, you know, and getting your shoulders turned. You can do it, then we'll put one in the middle, so we'll go here, right, 45 degree, left, 40 here, 45 degrees, so now you're turning 45 degrees. Now, any of these cone drills you do, at best 50% speed. Do not run them full speed down it. They can't do it. My varsity guys can't. You got to do it slow and under control. Everything is slow and under control, and then you can speed it up within their route. You're just working on foot placement and body turning. All right? So, yeah, let me show you what we're doing. All right? So I'm going to go through this. So we're going to apply all this stuff within all our drills now. So here's release drill, right? Right here. He's going to start. He's going to release. Stick drill with the cones, right? And then from the stick drill, we're going to go into these 4 cones. So you do multi-movement things. You're getting all this done. Now, you can't just do this like right off the bat. You got to start with a release, then you got to work the stick, and then you got to do the cone. So I'm going to kind of skip the cone drill itself and put it into this. And then you put them all together, and now you got a 2-minute drill or 3-minute drill that you've worked all that stuff in. Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to do. All right, so here we're going to start with a release. So we start release. Boom, we're just sticking, no release. stick, get that body turned, and then we might sprint out or whatever. All right? So you got a whole line of them. All right, then he's going in and he's going to get the release done. All right? So you might have a whole line of those guys, and we'd tell them as soon as the first guy clears the cone, the next guy goes. So they're all going in a row, and you're just coaching the crap out of them as best you can. All right, and you're getting multiple movements. Now, see how slow he's going? I just want to get him turned. See how it's hard for him, and he's pretty good, you know? So you just want to keep him slow and under control. Now, he's real good at going fast through those cones, but, you know, I would slow down a younger kid, all right? So we do that, okay? 43-degree cone cut, you know, we're going to stick to the outside and move inside, pound the foot into the ground. So now we're doing these, we're going to do it like it was in the cones, but we're going to work this 45-degree drill. Now you have to go under control. So we release, we go 45 degrees, stick it, stick the cone, okay? Because what route is that? Skinny post, okay? You got to work left foot and right foot. All right, you run the post route, you got to do this. All right, so we're going to work whatever movements we got to move in our game off our cone cut drills. Now, all right, so that's just some quick, easy things that you can do. And, you know, I work that mainly because if we get pressed and we don't get off, we're in trouble. So what do? I'm going to work the press along with a release, along with a stance, along with being able to stick my routes, along with being able to change directions. So I've worked all that just with this. All right, next thing you got to do, ball security. You lose the game, you drop it on the ground. I don't care whether it's an 8th grade game or an NFL game you drop it on the ground, not good. All right? So we got a little drill. Now, the thing is this is also our running backs do the same thing. So these drills here, and I'm not talking about running backs, but this is running back, anybody carrying a ball. My quarterbacks go over with these guys. My quarterbacks go with the receivers when we do ball security. And while we're doing ball security here, the running backs are doing the same thing. All right, first thing we do is we're going to do high and tight. We want that ball. Oh, I took the ball. I want the hand over the tip. Okay, I want it tight to my body, and I want it high. So it's high and tight. So we just tell them I want that ball pushed into the body. I want the 4 points of contact here, contact into the tip, contact into my chest, and the ball up high. Okay? And so here, we're going to fake it. So what happens is when they make the block, or they make the tackle, they get the other hand over the ball. So we're working on that. We're going 45 degrees. Then they're going to let go. And then as he tackles, we pull it high and tight, real tight, and put the other hand on the ball, and we just go just like that. Okay? Now, this is just our summer workout. Okay? So within our speed program workout, you know, you can see, and we're going to do this within our summer workout. You can do it with no pads. All right? Because you do not want the ball punched out. If that ball's out here like this, bang, thing's pumping out. So as they make the tackle, you want to pull it in high and tight. All right, so that's one thing we do. Then the next thing we're going to do is, as he gets tackled, you can put 2 hands on it. So you get it high and tight, and you put the other hand over the top of the ball, like this. All right, and we just work that, and they do that every day. Okay, the running backs do it every day. The wideouts do it once a week. The quarterbacks do it once a week. Running backs do it every single day. Okay, all right. Now, next thing, strip drill. I guess that's spelled wrong. All right, so we're going to run down, and he's going to try to punch it out. He punches him in the face. All right, tough part when you're doing it, and then when you're going back, he might come down this way. And as he feels it, he pulls it high and tight every time. So we're just trying to get the ball out. We'll try to get the ball underneath on the top, underneath one way, should be on the top the other way. All right, so we'll go through it like that. And we'll just try to pull that ball out. Okay? Okay, now. This is just a little cut drill. So if he overruns us, we just cut it back. This is, okay, now we're doing our quick feet drill. And as we're doing these are just a little quick footwork drill back and forth, trying to come down or rip. We try to put like 4 and 5 drills in one. Okay, so we're going to have a coach trying to rip it out, and we're going to work our footwork drill, part of our ball security. All right, so what we do, this is our quick foot drill. We'll just say quick feet. And so they're going to run their quick drill in here. All right, we're going to have the coach try to pull the ball out. And then when we get to the end, every time that we get contact, we're going to rip. Okay, so we're going to rip here. So if the ball's here and the tackle is on this side, we're always going to dip and rip. See what I'm saying? Watch this here. So he's coming back. See him lower and rip. All right? So we're going to rip through a tackler. All right, all the time. So we do the quick foot drill. Try to grab the football out of there. Every time he does, he gets it high and tight. Usually using a weighted ball, if you got one. You know, use a weighted ball, yeah.
How aggressively is the coach trying to pull it out? Like, is he really trying to just kind of giving?
Depends on how you've progressed with a drill. If you're just starting out, you're just kind of slapping at it. After he keeps doing it, then you try to grab it a little bit. When they've really got it good, you're trying to rip the thing out. Because those defense, you see it on TV, right? I mean, they're going, they're pulling that thing out of there. You got to get that thing high and tight. At our level, they'll pull it out. I'm not sure how difficult that is at your level, but you know, at ours, they're ripping them. They're trying to rip it out. One guy will stand them, one guy will rip them, because that's what they're working. If you go over the defense, one's tackling and one's pulling it out. You know, so if you're like kids going down, he's fighting like crazy. You know, they're yanking to pull that thing out of there. Now, at youth, that might not be happening, but heck, you might as well. You know, it could. And if it's not high and tight, it'll pop. You know, if they tackle you really good, it'll pop. All right, so next one. We're going to do that cut drill, that cone drill. Just working high and tight. So you don't have to do all this stuff, but, you know, whatever. All right, so those are kind of our ball security drills. 5 minutes. I mean, you ain't got any more time than that, right? 5 minutes. So stick in what you can do for a 5-minute period and move on. So you could do 5-minute release with those multiple drills, 5 minutes with ball security, and you got a 10-minute period you've worked, you know, all your fundamentals. You might do it once a week, you know, maybe twice. I don't know. All right, now catching drills. All right, we do lots of different kinds of catching drills, and usually we do it when we got them like off to the side. So a lot of times the wideouts, we got about 10 minutes, you know, so you know, we're going to do different stuff. So we're going to have them in a line. So if I go back here, we'll have a line going this way. Quarterback will throw here. Or we'll have a line, and the quarterbacks will be throwing the line here, and then they'll go back that way. So I'm going to show you how we do it both ways. Here we got a guy here. We go over the shoulder catch. We're just trying to see it over the shoulder. They pass the ball, and they just go in a circle. Okay, they just run in a circle like that. We keep them on a line. Just try to keep them on a line, and we're just working over the shoulder. Then we'll go one hand. So go here, we just want to catch it one hand. We just work catching balls one hand, get it in. Okay. Then we'll go back shoulder. We do a lot of back shoulder fades. We just throw it to his back ear. So he has to go to the back ear, turn and run. And all they're doing is, and then, you know, you can work your quarterback by having them load the ball. And they're just throwing little passes in that fashion. Okay. If we're doing it on the field, his best, a back shoulder drill on the field. We'll just do it real quick. So, see that? Lazy. Of course, he played. That's that guy right there is. You remember when Auburn won the national championship with Cam Newton? And one of the wideouts was a guy who was with the dreads. I don't know if you remember him. That's him. So he's legit. He's just lazy as. All right, now catching at different heights. Catching at different heights. You know, when it's above the numbers, we want our thumbs down. We make a triangle, thumbs down. If it's below our waist, we put our thumbs up. We're going to stop it with our pinkies. When it's down, we want to stop it with our thumbs when we're up. So we work that. When we catch it, we want nose to the ball. We always want to freeze it and tuck it. So we work that thing pretty hard. So here we're doing, we just do the one line. So I have quarterbacks here, and they'll run down the line. And see how they catch it, and they look at it. So it's catch, look, freeze, tuck. So they catch, freeze, tuck. You know, you're going to see some do it, some don't. Here, and he looks at it. So he does that above. If it's low, low, we're going to thumbs down. We're going to look. We want to catch it, we want to eye it, and then tuck it. Okay? Some do it good, some don't. Here, we're working these little guys, so he's freezing it. I want him to look at the ball. I want him to even see it, and then tuck it. Okay? Here we go again. See how they freeze and catch it, look at it, and then tuck it? We work that all the time. Catch, see it, tuck it. Catch, see it, tuck it. Okay? If it's behind us, we're going to catch it, and you have to catch it and turn. See what I'm saying? So if it's behind you, you got to turn. So you're gonna be running like this. You're gonna have to catch it. And you're gonna have to turn like this to get the ball when it's behind you. So we work that. All right, back shoulder. We throw back shoulder. We throw it to the back ear. So they know it's coming back shoulder. They're gonna catch it to the back ear. Now they could turn or not turn. Most of the time we're gonna turn with it, because your body's in a poor position when you're running down field, all right? Hit another one. Okay, sideline catch. We like to work the sideline, so we're working on either tight roping the sideline or going out of bounds and getting both feet in, all right? So all we do is we just run them to the sideline like this, okay? And just try to get them tiptoeing it. Because we might run a quick out right into the boundary, and we just got to get our feet down or whatever might happen. So we work real hard on just trying to get our toes in. And, you know, we're working everybody. Okay? That's one thing I want to talk about real quick. Okay, you're a dad, right? And you're sitting in the stands watching your kid hold a bag for 45 minutes. Are you happy, guy? He's signed up, he's on the team, and he's holding a freaking bag. All right? Everybody in our varsity, I make sure when I get on my junior guys, everybody reps. Now, that doesn't mean like when you go team that you can rep the lesser player or the guys, you know, all the time, but everybody should rep. Everybody should rep. I'll tell you what, if it's your kid, you're going to have a different thought process than if you're not repping everybody. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to rep. If they're on my team, football's hard. So if they're on my team, I'm going to give them an opportunity to play. Now, he might not make it, he might not beat the guy out, but I'm giving him an opportunity to do it. And if everybody doesn't rep, how do you do that? So all my drills are set up so everybody takes the same amount of reps. Now, I get the team, can't be done. All right? But the rest of the practice, they can rep just like everybody else. All right? So my thing is, and because we do that, and we're up-tempo, heck, if I don't rep everybody, they're gassed. So we got to do it. And then what happens is, and I was talking when we were up-tempo, if everybody's repping, they're all in on you. So, like, you ever watch, like our team, if we score, our whole sideline's going bananas. I watch other teams score, and the kid's sitting there like this. I go, oh, those are bag holders. They ain't doing nothing in practice. They don't give a rat. Ain't my team. You know what I mean? So if they're all involved and they're all part of the team and they all have a chance to play, all they want is, this is what kids, why do kids play football? Does anybody know? Why do kids play sports? Okay, number one reason kids play sports, this is research-based. Number one reason kids play sports are to be with their friends. That's a number one reason. So if the number one reason their kids are there to be with their friends, then I'm going to make my climate, my team climate, I'm going to make it caring. I make sure, my last 5 years, this is what I did. I made sure that I talked to every single kid on my team in 1 week. And I had 140 kids on my team. I'd sit down with them and I'd talk to every kid, might be just a second or two. And I would say nothing about football. Hey, how's your dad? I will want to know something about the kid, their brother, and I'd do it before we went out. I make sure I talk to every kid. Just because, you know, if you don't, they're not even part of anything. You want to make sure they're part of everything. Keep them all involved, except in team. Ain't got time for some of them guys for that, all right? But everything else, they should be able to drill, and drill them in everything. That's just my soapbox, all right? So if you see, all our guys are drilling. And if you take a look, you're going to see, all right, this is the way we used to release for our bubble. And, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, it could be the first player or the JV player. Everybody's getting the same reps when we drill, okay? Now, we want to put into our sideline stuff when we're doing it, what we actually do. And so this is our bubble drill, because we karaoke when we bubble. So we're going to work the thing, all right? That's not exact. This guy here is good, all right? He karaoke. We're going to work that every rep, but we're going to work, you know, this is JV fella over here. That's the backup tailback. He's the deal, all right? So, but he's going to get the same. That guy's going to get that's never going to play one snap of varsity ball. He's going to get the same reps, okay? So I want to make sure they get the same reps. Okay, that was the bubble technique we're working. Now we're doing it in the game. All right, now remember I said with a quarterback's footwork, I'm going to plant and throw. I want to karaoke. That's the kid we just saw karaoke. We're going to take that drill, put it onto the field. All right, so here, all right, these are our RPO. This is our state championship game. We played in the Georgia Dome in front of 35,000, okay? Because football is important in the South, and I'm sure it's important here, but it's important enough so if you don't win, you don't have a job. I'll tell you that much. All right. When I took the job at Harrison High School in a county of 17 schools. By the third year, there were only 2 of us left. They fired the other 15. All right. By the 7th year, all right, they still fired everybody. They fired the whole other group, and there's still 2 of us left. All right. By the 10th year, we had another guy who didn't get fired, so that was really good. All right, so it was 3 of us. But that's just what happens. You either win or they make it so miserable. All right, so here, all right, we're going to go quarterback fundamentals in the quick game to what we were working bubble. Boom, see the turn? Okay. All right. He's just putting his toe. All right, quarterback's going to catch. He's going to quarter turn, put his toe on the ground. There's the karaoke where we're just working on the drill, right? Okay, that's it right there. So now your drills are going into your actual game, what you do in your game. Okay, here it is again. All right, so we got bubble up the top with this guy. Okay, here's quarterback here. He's going to work his footwork. Bang, toe on the ground, get it out. All right, catch and throw. Catch and throw. So you got to take your film, look at your drills. Is it happening in the game? All right, so you design what you get. So I'm just designing the stuff I got to do to correlate into what I do in my offense. You might have a different offense. You might do different stuff. Okay? All right, now, sideline tightrope drill. We run a lot of outs. All right? So we run the out. Okay? And every 3-step game, we say you have to run, I want you to score. So I put a bag down there, 10 yards, and I say when you catch it, you got to score. So you got to cross it. So when we throw the out, we work the out drill, and then we're going to tightrope on the sideline, and he's going to score. Tightrope, yeah, he fell out of bounds. All right, but he's working it. Okay. Next guy's up. All right, he's going to run a speed out, real quick. Catches it, tightrope it, score. All right, so he burst pass, run the ball back. Okay. All right, 3-step drills. Okay, we'll go. Okay, I'm going to kind of go through. Okay, all right, I'm going to go through our 3-step game because usually all our is built in. Like for example, we have a single receiver and we're in the middle of the field. You guys might want to do this. I've talked about this in my other things that guys have been to, but this is a thought. If you're in the gun or whatever, if we have a single receiver, no matter what inside run we do, our single receiver, if the ball's in the middle of the field, we run a speed out. Every time. If they don't cover them, if they're 8 yards or off, we throw it every time. It doesn't matter whether it's a run play or not. We take it and we throw it out there. Okay? If you're into the sideline, okay, so I'm on the boundary, and my wide receiver's out there, just a single receiver, not 2 guys, 1, we run the hitch. Okay? Into the boundary. Why don't you run the out? Because you run out of bounds. All right, so you run the hitch. When we take the hitch, we put them right on the bound. We put them right out here on the boundary. Okay? This tight. Because if they bring another guy out there, shoot, you got 2 players playing 1, and your run game has one less guy in a box. Okay? So that's a rule that we always run. All right? So I'm going to go over our 3-step game. All right? First thing, we're going to run our speed out. Now our speed out, and I had film up there. How much time do I got, Coach? Okay. If we do I'll go back here and show, with youth guys, when I go down there, usually we put cones up and I walk them through. So if I'm going to do an out drill, I walk them and I go 1, 2, 3, and we just throw it. So I just walk them through. I take the whole line and I walk them. And I do that with the O-line and everything. Now, this isn't like all the time. This is like your first couple practices, maybe 1 or 2. And so this is how we run our out. We run a speed out. And it's not going to be real deep. It's going to be like well, for a youth guy, it's like 1.5 yards. For our guys, about 2.5 yards. So our outside, remember we said our inside foot's up, ball's in here. I'm going to get my stance. I'm going to take 1 vertical step upfield, 2 vertical, and my next step is going to be 45 degrees, and I'm going to snap my head around, and I'm going to run for the sideline. All right, why do I do that? Because usually they're 8 yards off. If I have a 2.5, if I catch it and throw it, it's timed up. Then if it's 2.5 yards and I throw that quick out, I have separation. So your kid has a 2-way go in the corner, so he can go. If you do like a 5-step speed out, they're tackling you while you're catching it. All right? So the main thing is width, not depth. You want everything to be width so that they have trouble getting to your guy, and you want things out quick like that. So that's our speed. So we'll walk them through first. So I walk them through like that. So we'll go, okay, 1, 2, 3, roll over, just throw it. Okay? Then I'll go faster. So we'll go quick. Okay, and we're inside, so it's kind of, so then we'll do it out on the field. And I just got these little guys out here, and you know, they're not my regular players, okay? So they're not so great at it, all right? But we'll walk them through it. Now, on the hitch, we're going to run our hitch like this. Inside foot's out. We're going to take 3 vertical steps again. Everything's 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to just take 2 settling steps. All right? So it's 1, 2, out, foot planted, turn our shoulders, catch, dip, put our hand on the ground, and get upfield. Why do you do that? Why do we do that? Because when the corner is back and he drives on you and you dip down, and sometimes he goes right over the top of you. You'll see our hitches run for touchdowns because it's one-on-one and the corner makes a bad play and you dip outside, he goes over the top of you. So that's what we do. I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but that's what we do. So when yeah, it's about, our hit's about 4. So, you know, we'll walk here, then we'll go 1, 2, and turn in. Okay? So we walk them out. We go 3 vertical steps. So we go 1, 2, 3, and pound, pound, turn, and come to the football. And I just walk them through it. Okay? So then they'll go through here. We'll just walk through. Go 1, 2, 3, and then come to the football. And you just got to walk through it and then go full speed. And have them come get it. All right? Then we'll practice it out here. Okay? And so those last 2 steps are just, you know, just real quick. So just run it just like that. And they might take more than 2 or 3, but, you know, what you do is we're going to settle real quick. 3 vertical steps because you want that corner to think you're going vertical every time. All right? Now, the slant, we're going to take 3 vertical steps again. Okay? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, right there. We're going to stick it in the ground, right? Boom, stick drill, right? Punch it in the ground. Noel Mazzoni taught me this. This is how they run theirs at UCLA. They go 3 vertical steps, and they run for a point 12 yards on the hash. All right? The reason that you do that is if you run slants and just tell them to, you know, find the hole, they're freaking guys. Our guys are everywhere. I can't even imagine where your guys would be. But if you put them 12 yards on, you cut everything down. If I say like 12, you're doing 8, you know, because they're littler. So you just cut down the widths of it, you know. So anytime I'm talking with my guys, I just might cut it down. So we go 12 yards on the hash, and that's how we're going to catch the slant. Usually we're going to catch it like in about an 8-yard hole there, because usually we have some kind of bubble. And see them stick it, and we want to get it thrown. All right, now, this is how we drill it, okay? Everybody practices with me. You know when I said we had like 29 wideouts? Okay? Well, I put my wideouts and my halfbacks out there. So this is everybody because they're all running routes, okay? So this is in my tailbacks run routes because I never know. So this is the whole perimeter. This is the wideouts. This is the tailback. These are the A and the B backs. So this is everybody. Okay. Now we're always moving. Them freaking defensive guys are always gassed because they did you know. All right. So what we're going to do is we got 6 balls there. We got 6 balls here, 6 balls on the ground. Okay. So the quarterback is going to toss it to him. I mean, the other quarterback's going to toss it to him. He's going to throw the 3-step game using his technique. He's going to do it 3 times in a row. And we're going to rapid fire it as fast as we can go. So we're running speed outs. 2 quarterbacks here, 2 quarterbacks here. They're going to catch it. They're going to try to get past the 5-yard line. They're going to run the ball back, put it on the ground, and go to that line. Okay? So they got to bring the ball back. If that ball's thrown over their head and it goes out of bounds, you go get it. Because what happens when they don't? They catch it, they throw it back, they're nailing the coach, they're nailing this guy, the balls are going on. You run it back and you put it on the ground right there. All right? Now, this is a 10-minute period. We run out, hitch, slant, hitch and go, out and up, sluggo. Okay? We run all those in 10 minutes. I had my running backs coach say, count how many balls we threw. We throw between 140 and 160 balls in 10 minutes. Okay? You don't need a whole lot of catching drills when you're catching that many balls. But it's got to go fast, and it's got to be organized. All right? So as soon as it goes, the next one's going. I want it rapid fire. All right? See how fast it doesn't look fast, but it's fast when you're down there. And everybody's running them. They're bringing the balls back, and we're running a speed out. So we're rolling over that shoulder. We're hitting that speed out. Ball goes out of bounds. You get it. Pick the dang thing up. Bring it back. All right? You got enough balls so you can keep it going. All right? If you don't do anything else, do this. Okay? So then we go to the next drill. All right, here it is in the game. Okay, what's the rule? Okay, if we have a single receiver, he's going to run the hitch. He runs the out in the middle of the field, hitch here. But if we have a tight end, he runs a hitch. So I'm guessing we're going to run a hitch out there. Oh, we have motion. Single receiver. What's he running? Middle of the field. Speed out. That we were just practicing, right? See the two-way go? Got a two-way go. All right? If I run this ball up 5 yards, just visualize it if you want. Okay? Okay, if I run this thing up 5 yards, he tackles me, and I don't go anywhere. All right, now watch the mechanics. He's going to catch and throw. Boom. Toe in the ground, out, ball's out. He gets space, so he makes a move. All right, so we're doing that in the game. Now it's the hitch. Boom, we're running hitches, dip to the outside. All right, multiple. I want go, 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 go. Catch it, get it to the outside. I really like them to get their hand on the ground. All right, you don't have time to watch them, but if you're not watching them, their hands go down every time. All right, I want them hands up, but shoot, if I ain't watching it, because my receiver coach probably stand over there talking to somebody. All right, pick it up, get it back. So you're just going fast, you can go, fast, you can go, fast, you can go. All right, now we're doing in the game. Okay, motion. All right, we call this in this game. We said we're not going to run a speed out in the middle of the field. All right, you can change it. Our quarterback signals too. Like he'll say, like he don't like the out, he'll signal a hitch, he'll signal a slant, whatever. Boom, there it is. Get it out. That's working the footwork, man. All right, just keep working that stuff. So you're applying all this stuff into your game film. All right. All right, he stepped back. All right, sometimes stepping back's okay if they're running upfield, but I don't like him to do that. All right, hitch and go. So for us, this is how we do hitch and go. You guys might not be able to do this. You might want to call it. But for us, if we're running a hitch and the corner jumps the hitch, right? So he's ready to throw it, but the corner comes up and jumps it. So I think we're going to put him in motion. So he's going to run the hitch here. So when he runs the hitch, this guy jumps the hitch. Now what do you do when you've committed? We do this. We pump, and he hitches and goes. And he waits, and we practice that. So when he sees the shoulder go, he turns it and runs. All right? So here we go here. There's the motion. We're going to run the hitch. He jumps it. So we just pump it and fake it. And we just work that in those little lines we're doing every day. Well, not every day. We do 1 day a week in that pre-period. Okay, now he rides it. So, we just work that. Okay? So, Okay, I got one more hitch here. I think it's going to be down here, the bottom. That's how fast it's getting out. Okay, and all you got to do is make them miss. All right, so that's something you might want to do. All right, now we'll run the hitch here, and I want to make sure that they get outside. I want that step down, get outside. All right, now slant. Okay, what we're going to do is just like we were doing before, 3 vertical steps, 12 yards on the hash. They're running for a point 12 yards on the hash. We just run as fast as we can. Same drill. They catch it. They bring the ball back. We want rapid fire reps, as many as we can get. All right, now blocking. Number one thing when we block, all right, when we stock block. Number one mistake I always made was having guys think I had to have effort coming off the line. You do not want to come off the line fast. Walk them off the line. Okay, because they got to get under control to be able to block. So what we're going to do is, number one, we're going to do a bag fit. So when we start out, Coach, you might come. I'm gonna get down here and I'm gonna attack. When I'm a wide receiver, and this could turn into your halfback too, because when we run screen, they're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna attack this outside shoulder, and I'm gonna sit, and I'm gonna fit. So I'm gonna work them right here with a bag, like one of those shields, and I'm gonna sit down just like it's an old lineman. I'm gonna sit, and I'm gonna fit. Boom! I'm gonna come right up in here. So I'm just gonna work this fit. So I'm going to have a whistle. I'm going to go sit, and I'll blow the whistle. Hit here and then back. All right. Then I'm going to sit, fit, and drive. So I sit, I fit, and I'm going to drive. Boom, 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 just like that. Now when I drive, I'm going to drive just like it's a freaking O-line guy with my. I'm going to get my feet out like this, and I'm going to pound the inside part of my thighs, and I'm going to fit like that, and I'm going to drive them. All right. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. All right, so we're going to do quick hits where we're delivering quick thing with our thumbs up into that bag. We're going to strike. It says fast feet. We don't fast feet anymore. We drive by putting our inside foot in the ground. I want to drive him straight back. Okay, now I'm going to do it with a defender. So a defender's out here. If he's off me, I'm coming off the line, but I'm coming off the line like this, slow, not real fast. You can come off 50%. I started walking my kids off the line. So they walk off the line. He backpedals. When he stops, I sit, come up. I shuffle to get the outside shoulder. I strike, and I drive. Okay, I strike and I drive. And I work that in that drill. Okay, so I sit, fit, and drive. Okay, so here, I don't know where we're going to get it. I think it's up top. So up top, he's coming inside. I'm going to go how we release. So that's our inside guy. He's going to sit. See him sit, fit, drive it. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to tell you how the technique of the inside slot. Okay, here we go again. We're going to go up here. I don't know what we got. Okay, outside here. See him walking off, fit. Just try to drive it. So you don't have to have like this devastating block. You just want to sit down, fit, and hit the outside shoulder. Now, we're running these quick screens. We always push it to the outside shoulder, outside shoulder, outside shoulder. Okay? So ball's out. He's getting him blocked, and we're running away from the player that's chasing down the bubble. All right? Now, we're going to do it again up here. I guess it's down here. So he's going to sit, fit, keep fighting that outside shoulder, and drive them. All right, so that's how we're going to do that. Okay, crack block. All right, now, if it's an inside slot and he's going to release to block, you can't run him straight at the corner. You want to get a two-way go. So you have to go flat down the line of scrimmage. You saw the guy go flat until he gets to the wide receiver, come up the field, sit, fit, and drive. Okay, if he runs at him, you have to kick him out. He can pin the corner and get you blocked. Okay, when we're crack blocking, same thing. We're going to walk off under control, up the top. Okay, we're running jet. There's the guy he's got to block because we're cracking him. He's coming down. He's screaming down, see? So he just walks off the line, sits, fits, drives him. Okay, if he ran at him, he's going to whiff. I'm telling you right now. So bring your guys out under control when you block. Okay, here we go. Another one. There's the crack. I'll run it again here. Wide receiver's right here. Boom, just going to crack him. He should have fitted and cracked him. He should have sat down and let him come to him instead of trying to run through him. But they want to put these kill shots on, so, you know. Now, he's pressed. Okay, now you got pressed. Say, I can't throw the ball out there, right? Oh, no lean. That don't mean nothing. He's just going to sit and fit him right there like he was in the bag. Okay, if you don't do that, he blows you up. You got nothing. We're going to throw the bubble to this dude. Oh, no, I guess he's going to back up. We're going to run the crack in the top, I guess. Okay, my fault. I thought we were going down the bottom when we're pressed. I think I got to press up here, though. Okay, here it is. They're going to crack out here. He's on the ground. I'll do that one more time. Okay, he's up top. That's what we're going to get. He's going to block this guy with a crack. See him come off slow? Okay. All right, but you got to come off slow and be under control. Okay, now we're pressed. See him pressed up the top? All right, he's going to throw it. He gets into him. He should be driving him, but if he takes a side, we just push him out of bounds.